So let's talk about this because Micah Parsons did respond to the critics who are bashing Joe Burrow for losing week one, which I think is actually freaking crazy. There are people who are saying that he doesn't deserve the money he got. He's not that good of a quarterback. He clearly is overrated. Like, there's so many people bashing Joe Burrow just because he got paid. And then in his first game, where he has a calf strain, he's not mobile. And I'm not trying to make excuses, but these are facts. The line is brand new. Yes, it struggled a bit. That's an honest fact, right? There was a monsoon going on. There was no chemistry between Burrow, T, and Chase or Irv Smith, because guess what? They didn't play in the preseason. You go back, look at how much Marvin Lewis played our starters back in the preseason back in the day. Zach did not play any starters. So none of these guys really got any preseason time together. And now this is the first game they're playing against in Cleveland. We're 0-5. And I'll give Cleveland, they have a really great defense. And we don't play good there. So there's so many factors that went against us in that game. But there's so many people on social media and Twitter and Instagram who are saying like, oh, Joe sucks. Joe's overrated. Joe's trash. And it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Because he's going to go win a Super Bowl this year. Probably win the MVP award this year. And then y'all going to look back at the end of the season and say, oh, crap. That guy's good. He started off last year against Pittsburgh. 3 interceptions, 1 fumble, 4 turnovers. We still almost won the game. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Micah Parsons responded to all these bashing and these takes of people saying that Joe, is trash and that Joe got benched. And here's what he had to say. One is superstar Dallas Cowboys defender Micah Parsons, who went to bat for Burrow on his Bleacher Report show, The Edge, this week. Everyone is showing shade on Joe Burrow, Parsons said. Listen, everyone has these days. It's the NFL. Some days people are going to out-execute you. And that's 1,000%. How many times have we seen trap games happen? And I'm not saying this is a trap game because I think the Browns are a really good team. But I'm saying how many times have we seen trap games happen in the NFL? Where a team could be 15-0 playing an 0-15 team and they lose the game. Right? Last year, the Colts beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Would you say last year that the Colts were better than the Kansas City Chiefs? Probably not, right? And the Dallas Cowboys lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Was the Jags last year better than the Cowboys? Probably not. But yet, this happens. It happens all the time, especially in the AFC North with divisional opponents. Cleveland has our number. I think, honestly, for right now and the foreseeable future, they're always going to have our number. Doesn't mean that it can never change, but it definitely is a fact. And Parsons on the silly narrative that Burrow got benched, which is, I think is so stupid. How can you say he got benched? Listen, the game was over, right? We weren't going to keep putting him out there to get hit more and more when he always has a calf strain. There's already problems in the offense line. There's already, so many negatives. What's the point to keep putting him out there? I don't understand the fans that wanted him to play the rest of that game when we're down after they scored that touchdown 24-3, and there's really 0% chance to do anything in that game and the rest of the game. The only thing to do there is get somebody hurt for no reason. So I don't understand the perspective of people like, oh, he got benched. No, it's smart. You rest your guy because there's no reason to put him out there over and over again. You got your franchise quarterback who just got paid, who came off a calf injury in camp, so barely really got to work with his guys. The chemistry and timing could be off, so guys, be realistic. Okay, oh my bad. I didn't actually read a Parsons on the silly narrative that he got benched late in the game. No, it isn't a benching. You got your franchise quarterback who just got paid, who came off a calf strain injury in camp. So, barely really got any work with his guys. The chemistry and timing could be off, so guys, be realistic. And I agree 1,000% with what Parsons said right there. Yeah, at the end of the day, he's your franchise quarterback. If you're not going to win the game, and it's going bad and it's going awful, what's the point in putting him back out there for Myles Garrett maybe to get a good bull rush on the right tackle, left tackle, whoever, and get to Burrow and sack him and cause him to get injured? There's no reason to do it. There's really no reasons at all. Parsons' defense is indeed realistic. As it was apparent, Burrow was out of sync with his weapons. if not rusty, coming off the injury, and in miserable weather conditions, an elite Browns defense that had always had Cincinnati's number over the last a few years, and the result is a brutal loss. Again, like I said, they have Jim Schwartz now, who's a Super Bowl winning defense coordinator. Brian Callahan definitely caught a very vanilla offense in that game. It was not a beautiful game. There's so many factors that went into that game. This is why those who blame just Joe for this loss, or just Brian Callahan, or just this and this and this, you're doing a discredit to the Bengals here, because there's so many things that went wrong in that game. You can't put blame on anybody, but all you can do, again, as I always said, and I'll say this a million times, we're going to be fine, but you have to use this game as a motivation moving forward. Use it as motivation. Do not use it as a crutch. It can't be, oh, this happened, I'm so upset. No, this happened, it sucks, it's awful, but you know what? We're moving forward. We're on to Baltimore. We're worrying about Baltimore. We're not worrying about this game anymore. So, shout out to Micah Parsons for really defending Joe here. It's crazy to think that the best quarterback in the game has a bad game, and then instantly now everyone's like jumping ship thinking he sucks. It's actually mind-baffling. Mahomes also lost his game week 1 versus the Chiefs, and versus the Lions. And I know, yes, Mahomes lost his game, but you're like, well, that's because Kadarius Toney sucked and didn't have Travis Kelce or Chris Jones. I get that, but if you go back and watch that game, Mahomes missed at least 6 or 7 wide open passes where he just overthrew the ball, and those plays could have been touchdowns. So again, he's missed a couple really great passes in that game that could have won them the game. I'm not saying, Mahomes played as bad as Burrow did, but still, that's definitely a factor. And again, if there wasn't a monsoon, things would be different. And again, Mahomes played with his guys in the preseason. So again, there's so many different factors that go into, that game on Sunday. And again, like I said, I think the best way to talk about this is, as Micah Parsons said here, is it happened. It sucks, right? And it's just a part of football. Sometimes, you don't have a good day. Sometimes you do have a good day. And again, keep in mind, no quarterback has lost to Cleveland more since 1996 than Joe Burrow. And it is what it is, right? They have our number. They do. They have it. They know what they're doing, and they take care of business. And now they have a good defense and elite defense, an elite defense coordinator. We're gonna have to fight for the next whatever years trying to fight them. But that's the AFC North. That's just how it is. The AFC North is never easy. You're never going to have an easy time in the AFC North. You're always going to be fighting every single time you play against each other. And it's a grudge match, and I love it in every single way possible. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.